Hello, for English 402, Group 1, my name is Wyatt Antoine, and I will be going over recommendations for establishing a co-op on Kitsap County. So, before we even begin discussing my pitch for why we should go with my plan, I want to take a moment to really explain the issues faced by the local community and why I think that it's needed. For my target audience for this project, it would be the Kitsap Community and Agricultural Alliance, which is the organization that puts on the local farmers markets in my area. Now, the KCAA, in addition to just hosting the farmers markets, they also do a really great job of just networking with local vendors and small scale farms in the area. Other than that, they have a huge amount of backing, both within the community and from major sponsors in the area, which all kind of want the KCAA to succeed. So I figured pairing with them would be the best option for this project as they have a lot more resources than we do, but we can still offer them an overall plan that I think would benefit them. Moving on, I'm going to briefly discuss why I think establishing a co-op in Kitsap County would be a good idea. Without getting into the weeds of my research project, essentially what I discovered is that there is a lack of dedicated support for farmers other than the farmers markets, which is not ideal because farmers markets, while also being outdoors, only run from, I believe, early May to, I know, the first week of November. So there's a huge chunk of the year where they aren't getting that support. But that isn't to say that there isn't a demand for farmers markets. In fact, the number of operating farmers markets is increasing gradually more and more every year, according to the USDA. It's just that these kind of outdoor venues aren't the kind of long term support or long term location that most shoppers can really rely on for their day to day grocery shopping. And it's just not a setting where they can remain competitive with local supermarkets. Now, what I've learned in my research is that we can actually navigate this by establishing a long term food co op in the area, which provides a permanent vendor's location and offers some pretty great support and benefits for even the shoppers in the local area. Beyond that, a food co op just leads to a greater quality of life, one with the local farmers who get to benefit from being a vendor at the food co op, two with the local community members that can become partial owners of the co op and benefit from some really great discounts that can feed them on their day to day, and three, even with the animals and farm life that are sold at the co op, are shown to have a much, much greater quality of life than anything bought at a supermarket. Next, we're going to move on to some needs and goals. Now, that includes coordinating with vendors to ensure support and make sure that the transition to a food co-op would go as smoothly as possible. We're also going to need to locate a possible plot of land that is where we can physically build the Kitsap County Co-op, and we're going to need to deliver a long-term project plan that we can petition to the KCAA that they can then take and use that to build the co-op up from there. Some expertise that we already have that we can make use of is administrative knowledge of how co-ops operate. That is all things that I gained by working closely with the Moscow Food Co-op back when I was in Pullman, and also I am skilled in establishing detailed workbooks, and that's all just knowledge acquired from MIS courses and working with programs like Microsoft Notebooks. What I'm really lacking in expertise of, however, and require more support with is experience in land acquisition and construction. I know next to nothing about it, so it'd be very difficult to offer any sort of advice or recommendations for the KCAA. I also do not know that much about establishing a new business and what kind of grants and loans would need to be taken, what steps there are of even just zoning an area. That's all stuff that's completely unknown to me. Overall, this would be a very challenging but rewarding project if we did pick it. It'd be a huge undertaking that would provide a wide range of experience and can definitely be brought up on any resume. You can also rest easy at night knowing that you have contributed to a huge part of the local community that has improved the lives not only of farmers and shoppers, but of farm animals as well. All of this in mind, this has been my presentation on why you should select my plan for establishing a food co-op in Kitsap County. Thank you very much, and be sure to send a message if you have any questions down below. Thank you and have a great night.